All right, here we go again, buddy. Let's fucking get it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I think I'm a boomer. I think I'm a zoomer. I think I'm a doomer. Damn, I'm like a zoomer. Okay.
Oh, lordy.
E-W-H-I-T-E coming with the heat.
Welcome to the Grillcast, the only podcast in the whole entire world dedicated to radical centrism. I'm your host, Ryan. Joining me, as always, is Micah. What is up, buddy?
Yes, sir. I have returned once again to fill in the gaps where you actually aren't speaking.
Thank you. There's not a lot of them, but you do it well.
Thank you.
You know, I'm not the only type of person that doesn't know when to stop talking. Have you ever heard of autistic people, Micah?
I have. I indeed have.
All right, so you know about this phenomenon that some people are afflicted with, but I kind of want to talk about autism a little bit because the autists, they have it rough. They have it rough, and their culture, it's being stolen from them.
I happen to agree with you, Orion. I happen to see this all the time within my own friend groups of something I like to call autism stolen valor. And essentially, autism stolen valor acts like regular stolen valor, where individuals like to claim autism when it really just isn't so.
Right, dude. Like everywhere you go online, and some people in my friend group too, there's like hordes of unwashed dudes just swarming about
And women.
bragging about. And I mean, women do it to a lesser extent. The real pick-me's do, but they're just bragging about, oh, I'm not like the other boys. I'm not like the other girls. I'm quirky. I'm unique. I'm autistic. Oh, I'm so autistic, bro. I play an obscure video game. I know a lot about a hobby that I enjoy. I'm so autistic, dude. Whoa, buddy.
Yeah.
I look at that and it just disgusts me, man.
Right.
This cultural appropriation, because real actual autists have a distinct culture. They have wild meltdowns that can only be quelled with a weighted blanket. They melt down if a stranger brushes their arm on a crowded sidewalk.
Right. It's like these people who like to claim that they're autistic, unjustifiably, and it really, let me again reiterate how much this disgusts me, because they will never know or feel the pain and anguish of real autistic people like Christian Westland Chandler or Airsoft Fatty or Elon Musk. They will never know what these real autistic people, what they go through. They will never feel that. They will never understand that. But they will reap the social clout and validation, just like any other thing that people like to say that they are for validation. They will reap those online benefits.
They do that, dude. You see it all the time. And what's interesting to me is like these guys that go around claiming autism as their own culture. It's the same type of guy who will look at e-girls, and these e-girls are like, oh, I have self-diagnosed BPD. And they'll be like, ha, what a dumb bitch. You think you have self-diagnosed BPD? Anyway, I'm super autistic because I'm like slightly socially awkward or something.
Yeah.
And here's the truth of the matter. They're not autistic. They're just nerds. They're dorks. They're geeks.
Ask any of these people who say they're autistic, will they wear any type of article of clothing that has like the Autism Speaks puzzle piece on it? Like, will they wear that shit in public and really rep the cause? Because autistic, that is some shit an autistic person would do.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
That's exactly what they would do. And these are the type of people, they want to claim this for themselves. They want the clout, they want the validation, but they didn't ride the short bus. Okay? Yeah. They didn't have to sit near the door during school assemblies because they might shit their pants and start screaming.
And this is a way worse problem, by the way. And I know you all are sitting at home listening to us and they're like, what? Orion, Big Mike, what the hell are you all talking? Like, who cares? But let me tell you this is a way bigger problem in our society today than, stolen valor for like members of the military. Like, there aren't that many people brave enough or based enough to go out and do that. But these fake autists are fucking everywhere.
They're a horde. It's a horde of them. They keep cropping up. I don't know where they come from, but it's like a social contagion. It's like the woke mind virus. It's a social contagion.
And it is, it is the same principle too, in that they're doing it for respect, because there's a weird admiration for autistic people in today's culture, and they're not brave enough to try to steal actual like military valor. So,
well, bro, like, okay, so they think like, oh, I put autistic people on a pedestal because they watch like TV shows or movies where it's like, oh yeah, there's this like super autistic guy, and yeah, he's a little weird, but like he's just like me because he's really smart and capable. He really knows what he's talking about on one specific subject. And I don't know. I don't think that that's you, guy who pretends to have autism for internet clout. You don't have that superpower. All you did was destroy your dopamine receptors with porn and weed and video games. That's all you did. Like, put some respect. Put some respect on the real autists. Because, okay, like you were saying too about the military guys, stolen valor. Like, no autistic person is gonna like go up to them and cup check them on it, right? Like, they're not gonna go up and be like, "Oh yeah, you're autistic? Name 5 Sonic the Hedgehog side characters that aren't hedgehogs." They're not gonna do that.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that.
That haircut's not autism regulation. It's not a bowl cut.
Right.
Like, no autistic person is gonna go do that. It's too safe. There's no balls in doing it. It's just. It's pathetic. Yeah. It's disgusting. It's tasteless. Ride a mile in their short bus, and maybe you can get some of the respect they get, but not today, bro. Not today.
Just a little PSA from the Grillcast: do not steal autistic valor, my gorillas. Do not go out there and tell people, "Lol, I'm a little bit autistic." Don't do it. It's cringe and gay.
It is cringe and gay. It really steams my clams, Micah. It really steams my. What we need to do is, like, the autists, they need a leader. They need someone like me to get them some tiki torches and some Hawaiian shirts and get them out there in the real world, fighting for their rights to exist.
Indeed.
Making sure that they aren't replaced.
Indeed.
They're being replaced by. It's the great replacement of autists.
Indeed.
Micah.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
And these new autists, they're not sending their best.
They're not sending their best. They're not sending their best.
Anyway.
And, but you know who is sending their best, Micah? Is the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
Ah.
You hear about this?
No, please. Illuminate me.
Let me grill you on this one here, buddy. So, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, they recently put out a strong statement encouraging colored people to no longer live in Florida or to even visit.
Really? I thought that was like the one place in America where whites and coloreds could smoke crack on equal terms.
You would think so, but it's gone bad. Death Santis has made it a really unwelcoming environment for them. So listen to this. National Association for the Advancement of Colored People President Jamarius Kwanzaa Jones has recently taken to the airwaves.
Hold on. What? Wait, what's his name?
Jamarius Kwanzaa Jones.
Shut the fuck up.
Dude, I'm not joking. Don't go look that up, but I'm not joking.
Okay, go on. Go ahead.
So, Jamarius Kwanzaa Jones has recently taken to the airwaves to decry Death Santis's moves to make Florida unlivable for colored people. And, I want to play this video of him talking about this because his words, they're stronger than mine could ever be. More succinct, better stated. So I'm just going to go ahead and let the man cook with an appropriate amount of spices.
Well, the governor has perfected the art of doing stunts to gain campaign contributions. Unfortunately, this will impact people's lives. We should not use race or othering as a tool to weaponize against people. And unfortunately, for a large percentage of the Floridians, that's what he has done. Therefore, we are advising African Americans and others that if you travel to Florida, beware that your life is not valued, that we have a political landscape that could cause harm as we prepare for the 2024
So true,
elections
King.
to right
So
size
true.
the political landscape in the state of Florida.
And look, I have to say, I agree with the message of National Association for the Advancement of Colored People
Yeah,
President Taquandrius Water Malone Johnson.
They should put up a big billboard at the border of Florida that says "Blacks stay out." Is that
Look,
the message?
I do. For their own protection, Micah. For their own protection. That's
Of
what
course.
Taquandrius Water Malone Johnson's trying to lay down here, okay? He succinctly laid out the truth about Florida. And that truth is that nobody should visit or live there. Nobody.
I mean, that's
his
valid.
assessment, it's valid. It's a valid assessment. His assessment of your life will no longer hold value in Florida, nothing short of sublime, brother. Nothing short of sublime, because I think it's fair to say that nobody values the lives of Floridians. I certainly don't. I don't think anyone else does. They don't even value their own lives.
Yeah. I mean, it is basically just like a testing ground for research chemicals.
So true, King. So true. All the best ones come out of there. You can learn a lot by watching what those folks do.
Yeah. I mean, that's why they didn't lock down for COVID.
Because we needed that valuable research. Maybe one of those research chemicals could have, solved the whole pandemic. We don't know that. They're probably just as efficacious as a vaccine was anyway. But anyway, to go on, this is really the problem that I have with Florida folk. The problem with them in general. They live in a climate, they live in hell, in literally hell. It's so hot, it's so muggy, it literally cooks their fucking brains. It makes it into soup. Their brains become soup from the heat and the research chemicals. The contact high you get just walking down the street from these research chemicals being smoked by literally everybody. And there's crocodiles running around just snatching babies out of cribs. No one does anything about it, Micah. It's pandemonium. These are subhuman swamp creatures. These people, they're a product of generations of inbreeding and meth.
Didn't the Casey Anthony thing happen in Florida?
Casey Anthony, let's see, who else? That one guy who shot that black kid.
Zimmerman?
Zimmerman. The Zimmer. That happened there. I think he's running for office.
Yeah.
I think he's Death Santis' right-hand guy lurking in the shadows behind him. Yeah, he's his top guy.
DeSantis' top guy.
Death Santis' top guy, yes.
Okay.
And, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People President Bill Jackson knows this is the truth. Okay? He's a worldly and wise man. He just wants to keep his people safe. And so, rightoids, they're taking to this. They're looking at this saying, well, this is just fucking ridiculous. This is ridiculous. How could you say that? That's so racist. That's so bad. Because they've been owned. They've been so badly owned. Just imagine Death Santis and his conservative base just seething, malding, coping about the fact that they have to miss out on all the tourism dollars and cultural enrichment that these proud folks would bring.
I have a question. Is NAACP regional president in Florida, O.J. Simpson, is he asking any of his members or other African Americans to leave the state?
Well, look, let's not get crazy here. Like, they may be black, but the first thing they see is green, right? Some things have to come first. It's for the colored people, and green is a color, Micah. So the ones that are there, they already know how to deal with the Floridians. They've lived amongst them. They know how to stay safe. But the ones who aren't, who are looking to move somewhere, a greener pasture, perhaps, they're gonna stay away now. And these conservatives, they just have to seethe and mold about the loss of culture they're going to experience, while the BIPOC stay out of Florida and stay safe in Chicago and Oakland. They're just gonna have to deal with that. These people are staying safe in the inner city where they're from.
Indeed.
So big ups to the NAACP. I like that they haven't changed their name. The times have changed, but they're like, nah, we have a brand here. We're protecting our brand.
Yeah. The brand
based
is
and
what's important,
centrist.
not the ideology.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
Don't call us that. Don't call us colored, but that's but we are.
That's our word. Colored
Yeah.
is our word. But speaking of African Americans, let's talk about Elon Musk, buddy.
Okay, sure. What's going on with everybody's favorite autistic billionaire?
Well, he was recently interviewed by CNBC, and he managed to do a based.
Oh yeah,
He
wow.
did a based.
Wow.
Yeah, he does this thing. It's crazy to me. He like straddles this line between being cringe and gay and being based and grill pilled. And he pops up on both sides equally. And, you might think to yourself, is that radically centrist? Is this a radically centrist man? I'm not sure that I would go that far, but I did appreciate some of the comments he made about the work from home phenomenon. Work from home. We all know about this. I'm sure even some of our grillers here are work from homos, right?
Mhm.
It's possible that they themselves are work from homos, but Elon Musk dabs on them, lets them know that that's not the future. You enjoyed it for a minute. We're taking it away from you because you're cringe. So yeah, I'll go ahead and throw that on here.
Look, I'm a big believer that people are more productive when they're in person, and really, man, the whole sort of work from home thing. It's like, I think it's. Look, there are some exceptions, but I kind of think that the whole notion of work from home is a bit like the fake Marie Antoinette quote, "Let them eat cake."
See, so cogently stated, so well put.
Mhm.
So well put. See, Mike, this is what I'm always trying to tell you. I know you're insecure about sounding like a stuttering retard. I just stuttered saying that. But here's the richest man in the world stuttering just as retardedly as you do.
Indeed.
So don't be too hard on yourself, buddy. The sky's the limit for you.
I appreciate that.
You too could be an autistic billionaire. Stutter be damned. But yeah, I'll go ahead and keep going because he does eventually find what he's trying to say and put it out there. So let's hear from our boy Elon, see what he's got cooking.
It's like really, you're going to work from home and you're going to make everyone else who made your car come work in the factory. You're going to make the people who make your food that gets delivered that they can't work from home. The people that come fix your house, they can't work from home, but you can. Does that seem morally right? That's messed up.
You see it as a moral issue?
Yes.
I mean, I see it more as
And
just
it's a productivity issue, but it's
Yeah.
also a moral issue.
This is a man fighting
People
for
should get off the
morality.
goddamn,
Holy
high horse
shit.
with the work from home bullshit. Because
See,
they're
that is
asking everyone
proof
else to
that
not
he's
work from home
autistic.
while they do.
and yet
It's wrong.
there's
But
still
he's making
pushback
this
on
into a
it.
moral issue.
But that's very true. That's very true. That is proof that he's
You
a
see this completely
high-functioning
subjective
autist.
opinion I have? This is an issue of morals.
This is an issue of the moral constitution of our nation. You
But-
see, this isn't just me trying to get people to be more productive. No, this is life or death right here.
But I think there are sources to back up Elon's claim. I think there have been multitudes, dozens, if not hundreds, of sociological studies showing that people are happier and more productive when they're sitting in a cubicle chair that hurts their back in an office building.
With the fucking fluorescent lights,
And
like
I
you're
will
in high
source,
school.
yes, and if you ask me for that source, I will tell you that's not my job to educate you.
Yeah. You Google it yourself. Ask Chat GPT. I'm sure they've programmed it to say the same thing about work from home. But look, to me, this is where Elon hits the nail on the head. It's if you work from home, if you can do that for your job, you're not working at all. You're not. You're not doing
Right.
a job. Here's a good
You're not
litmus test for
producing.
if you have.
Right.
You're not producing. There's no means of production to seize from you. Well, here's a good litmus test for if you have a real job or just some random horse shit that's just welfare for white people, right? Describe your job in 3 words. Can you do that? Check this out. Hey, Ryan, what do you do for work? I catch fish. Okay, easy. Everyone gets that. Everyone knows what's going on there. Self-explanatory. I catch fish. I grill burgers. Real job. I fix toilets, real job. I rent houses, real job. Okay? Ask one of these people. Ask one of these people what the fuck they do, and this is what you're going to hear from them. Well, I perform intermanagerial logistics to assist human resources and blah, 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 blah. Fucking, your job's a lie. You send emails to other people who just send emails. Oh, we'll loop back on this as per my last email. It's a circle jerk of people trying to pretend that they do literally anything, and they don't. They don't do anything. And that's why they don't want to work in the office. They don't want to go into their job because they could be at home. They don't have to wear fucking pants. They don't have to go to the bathroom to jerk off. They can just scroll Reddit and not do anything. They don't want to be exposed as the freeloading frauds that they are. That's their biggest fear. That's why they're fighting tooth and nail to not have to go and actually do something. So the boss can't look at them and be like, oh, you're fucking useless. Get out of here. They'll come up with all these excuses like, oh, I just hate commuting. Driving for 20 minutes. Oh, that's so hard.
I would like to add a caveat to this, that if you do this and you understand that you aren't doing anything and you're getting money for it and you own it, like I kind of respect that. But if you try to pretend that you're doing something, then no. Shut the fuck up.
But that's the thing there, Micah, is that they can't ever admit this. They can't put that out there because the second that they admit that they're worthless, that they don't do anything all day, it gets taken away from them. So they live a lie. They live a lie and they spread the lie and they perpetuate it. They perpetuate it and because they don't want to contribute. Now, I can't blame them for that necessarily, but that is exactly what they're doing. And Elon knows this, that they just want to obfuscate their mediocrity. And that's why he forced Twitter employees to come in. You know, he buys Twitter. He says no more work from home. Everyone comes in. All of a sudden, whoa, wow, 80% of these people are dead fucking weight. They're welfare freeloaders. They're corporate welfare freeloaders. At least real welfare people have side hustles like selling loose cigarettes. You know, At least they're doing something with their time touching grass. But these cocksuckers, they literally just order Grubhub and do everything that they can do to do what they do best, which is nothing. They're troglodytes.
Well said. Important issue.
It is an important issue because it just pisses me off, dude. It just really pisses me off. Like, oh no, I can totally work as good from home. I can totally do stuff from home.
At the end of the day, Orion, somebody has to send the emails.
No, no, you don't.
Okay.
Tell me one email you've ever gotten that's been important. Ever. Yep. Yeah, that's what I thought, buddy. That's what I thought. But anyway, you know, we'll get off the work from home thing because he goes on to talk about some other subjects. You know, he's not a one-trick pony. This is a long interview with lots of different facets of it. And he goes on to talk about none other than rightoid boogeyman George Soros. And so I'll let him, talk about it a little bit and then impart you with the context and wisdom you need to come to the correct conclusion, which is my conclusion.
But how do you make a choice? You don't see, in terms of when you're going to engage. I mean, for example, even today, Elon, you tweeted this thing about George Soros. Well, I'm looking for it because I want to make sure I quote it properly. I mean, you know what you wrote, but you basically...
It reminds me of Magneto. It's like, calm down, people. This is not like a good case out of it.
You also said he wants to erode the very fabric of civilization, and Soros hates humanity. Like, when you do something like that...
Yeah, I think that's true. That's my opinion.
Okay. Why share it? Why share it? Especially because, why share it when people who buy Teslas may not agree with you, advertisers on Twitter may not agree with you. Why not just say, hey, I think this. You can tell me, we can talk about it over there, you can tell your friends, but why share it widely?
And so, he says George Soros. I'm autistic.
Because I'm autistic.
Yeah, which is, an answer that the journalist should have been able to come up with himself, but he knows what he's doing. He's exploiting an autistic man. See, these stolen valor autists, they go up and they say whatever they want. Oh, I'm autistic. They're not getting grilled like Elon Musk is about his autistic opinions. But anyway, we already did the stolen valor thing. I want to talk a little bit about George Soros because Elon brings it up, says he hates humanity and he wants to kill everyone. I'm really conflicted about the whole George Soros thing. He's a boogeyman, right?
Yeah.
He's a boogeyman for the right, like the World Economic Forum. It's another good example of that. Am I to believe, Micah? Am I to believe that these people making things move in society, the top dogs, are literally the most evil-looking monstrosities known to humanity?
When I think about like people talking about like rightoids talking about George Soros or leftoids talking about Vladimir Putin, I imagine to myself, if Emperor Palpatine existed in our world and he was building the Death Star, like, outside of Earth's orbit, would I speak out on social media?
Would you?
I might, if the circumstances were that dire and he were a real figure in real life doing those things, I might have to say something in a public forum online, and that must be how these people feel.
You wouldn't think like, oh, that's kind of weird. That guy looks like he looks like a corpse. Like, this might be a psyop. This might not be the real top dog. I feel like the top dogs don't just go out there and be like, yes, these are my evil. Like, dude, Klaus Schwab, he just goes up on stage at World Economic Forum and he's like, yes, we will take everything from the freedom-loving Americans. We will put them all in pod and tune their children out. Ha 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 ha. And I'm supposed to believe that's for real? That guy's just going up there and saying that? The real people in the Illuminati, dude, what they do is they pay these guys to go up there and just say the most wild shit that's purposefully made in a lab to make them spurg out while looking like the most evil fucking person on the planet. Like, bags under your eyes that reach your chin. You look like you just got out of the adrenochrome harvesting facility.
Yeah. No, it is stupid because like genuinely evil people will come off as completely reasonable and sane.
Right. Yeah, exactly. If you're the top dog, you can be evil and make it look like you're not evil. That's how you get up there. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be like the Illuminati people just being like, dude, let's fuck with these rightoids. They're really going to hate how we're going to say we're going to take their guns and make it into a Black Lives Matter statue at World Economic Forum. They're really going to hate that. And then they watch them spurg out and just go, ha ha ha, retards.
Yeah.
Am I alone in that? Even Elon's fallen for it. Even he's fallen for it because autists aren't allowed in the Illuminati. So, it doesn't end there. The journalist, he just keeps prattling on and on and on. He won't just let Elon, shit on George Soros on his Twitter. He's got to keep questioning him. What about your stock? What about your money? What about all this? The advertisers, Elon, the advertisers. So let's see how Elon deals with that.
People today saying he's an anti-Semite. I don't think you are.
No, I'm definitely. I'm like a pro-Semite.
Based.
I believe that probably is the case.
Yes.
But why would you even introduce the idea then that would be the case?
I mean, listen, we don't want to make this a George Soros interview.
No, God, no. I don't want to at all. But what I'm trying even came up though in the annual meeting. I mean, do your tweets.
I don't want to at all, but I'm going to keep doing it.
Are there Tesla owners who say, I don't agree with his political position and I know it because he shares so much of it? Or are there advertisers on Twitter that Linda Yaccarino will come and say, you got to stop, man. Or, I can't get these ads because of some of the things you tweet.
Dude, do you see the way he starts averting his gaze?
Yeah.
Like the way he's looking to the side, he's having a Spurg meltdown. It's starting. he's learned over the years how to handle it a little bit. He's gotten better at it, but it's bubbling up. He's getting pressed.
That's actually a very common autistic attribute where they get pissed off at having to answer certain questions, even though they demand specific details all the time.
Yeah, it's part of their prerogative, I suppose. The autistic prerogative. And poor Elon. he doesn't want to talk about this. He just says, I'm a pro-Semite. Please leave me alone. I love Jews. Like, dude, I don't want this to be about George Soros. Please, I don't want to do a George Soros interview. And the fucking journalist, he knows he's in a position where he can tear down this autistic man and just keeps going. Oh, I don't want it to be either, but keep letting me ask you about this for a full minute. Elon's getting pressed, and now we've arrived to this precarious position. The richest man in the world, he could buy this journalist's wife, his family, his entire city, his whole neighborhood, just totally destroy his life. And he's just, this journalist, he's just asking, why won't you just shut up and stop having opinions? Why won't you just shut up and stop having opinions? And this is what it comes down to, is that Elon bought Twitter for $40 billion and literally doesn't have the ability to be as retarded as the average Twitter user without being chastised by some journaloid shill.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to comment on. Is like, bro, do you think like Elon? It has to be going through his mind. Is like, does this guy actually thinks that I think about these things, like that I care? I bought this company for $40 billion so that I could shitpost.
Dude, he's literally just scrolling, and then like Ian Miles Cheong, Asian, will say something like, oh, look at this thing about George Soros. Like, this is a busy guy. He's not paying attention to all this stuff. He probably heard about George Soros for the first time like a week ago, and he's like, whoa, what the? This guy looks insane. Yeah. Like, George Soros specifically.
He did what with Nazi Germany?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
just
kidding. There's no source behind that except for all the sources behind it. But look, he just finds out about this. He's just trying to have a little fun, and this journaloid shill is trying to take him down for it, implying that it's anti-Semitic to say that obvious baby rapist George Soros is, maybe not on the up and up.
Right, yeah.
So, we've seen what went down here. Micah, how do you think he responds to this barrage of accusations? How do you think he takes this?
I'm going to say he answers the questions respectfully and candidly and as truthfully as possible.
There is one thing about it. It was pretty honest. It was pretty honest. Honestly autistic. So let's see what Elon has to clap back with here. Don't say 6 million. Don't say 6 million.
I'm reminded of the scene in The Princess Bride. Great movie.
Great movie.
It is a great movie.
Where he confronts the person who killed his father. And he says, offer me money. Offer me power. I don't care.
So you just don't care. You want to share what you have to say.
I'll say what I want to say, and if the consequence of that is losing money, so be it.
Okay.
Look at the way he's looking at him, man. That journaloid is in mortal fucking danger, dude. You just pissed off the richest autist in the history of the world. Do you understand what's gonna happen? Elon is fucking seething. He's mauling. He's angry. He's thinking of all the ways that he could just kill you, torture you, everyone you love, everything you've ever worked for collapses.
Elon, please, you're gonna lose money on this worthless company that you bought.
Elon, no, you're gonna lose money.
Like, he doesn't understand that he's already going to lose. Like, he knows he's lost money on. Like, I don't think that he bought Twitter to make money. I think that's a ploy. Like, that's a thing that he just said. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do super genius billionaire magic to make Twitter make money. I don't think he cares at all about making money with Twitter. I think he just wanted a plaything.
Yeah, he literally just wanted a toy, dude. He's like, I have more money than I know what to do with. You know how I'm gonna use it? I'm gonna buy the worst website on the internet. And I'm
gonna piss some people off.
I'm gonna piss some people off.
I'm gonna shitpost. And yeah, that's the itinerary.
And that's his autistic prerogative. And then you have this normie who probably pretends
But
to
what
be
about the
autistic
money?
online for clout. What about the money? What about the
CNBC
money?
journalist, possible Jew. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But,
Well, I
but
mean,
yeah,
it's
you know.
possible.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know
of
how
course.
we could possibly tell that, but you know.
But what about the money? You know, what about the stock, the stockholders and the people in the board meetings? And it's like, this man is so far removed from caring about any of that. It's beautiful.
I think you're right. He didn't care about the money. What blows my mind though, dude, is think about the people, because, he bought like most of it, but he had other investors. Like, who was the guy who also had billions of dollars, who didn't just want a place to be autistic online safely? It was like, yeah, you know
Look.
what? I'm a Saudi oil prince.
Yeah.
This is a good investment.
Yeah.
How did he get that guy? That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know. Maybe they play Rocket League online together.
Yeah, they
I don't know.
they link up on Discord and fucking
Hey,
play
bro.
some Warzone.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
That's about all I got on Elon Musk there. We were talking about him a lot for a while. We dropped him for a little bit, but he has some nuggets of gold here and there. And I enjoyed the seethe that he produced. But Elon's not the only one
Segue?
seething. He's not the only one who's in danger of losing money. Did you know that New
Segue?
York? Yeah. Did you know that New York is in mortal retail theft danger? They're losing money too. That wasn't that good of a segue, but it's serviceable. We'll make it work. Look, so New York, they recently put out this plan where they have an epidemic, right? They have an epidemic of people of no particular background going
Shut
in.
the fuck up.
No, seriously, no particular background. Going in and absconding with whatever they want from retail establishments.
It's our
Just going in.
Grillcast SAT word of the day, absconding.
I do like that word. I do like to, just a little side thing here, I try and bring in like one new vocabulary word to abuse every episode.
Yeah.
Keeps things fresh. Keeps things interesting. I have a word of the day, Bosie. So anyway, god damn it, you got me off track, Micah. You
It's
fuck.
okay.
But yeah, New York, they're having these big problems. Billions of dollars a year in New York being lost to retail theft. And they can't let this continue. This is no longer something that can be ignored. So they've boldly, I don't know who they is, honestly, who made this plan, but it doesn't matter. It was Mayor Eric Adams, African-American. He made a plan to crack down on these shoplifters. Crack? To crack down on these shoplifters, to put them in their place, to stop the social contagion that's affecting the proud people in
Is
New
he
York.
going to allow store owners to carry weapons and shoot people that break in and steal things?
Let's not get crazy here. That wouldn't solve anything, Thieves knowing that they could get shot if they continue to do what they're doing. That's ridiculous, and that's ignorant, Micah. That's ignorant.
Oh.
This is the year 2023. This isn't the Wild West, okay?
Oh.
And we've developed using our big brains, think tanks, the people who really care about the New York City retail theft problem. They've converged, a great meeting of the minds, to figure out once and for all, how do we stop these people of no particular background of victimizing these community pillars? So,
Well, lay it down on me. Let's hear let's hear what the brightest minds of New York City have put together.
So here we go. Crack down on shoplifting plan for New York City.
Okay.
Bullet point 1. Give first-time offenders intervention programs instead of prosecution. So, okay, person of no particular background goes in, steals some hair products, some formula, because, most shoplifters are stealing formula. They're stealing essentials for their babies. We know this about shoplifters. So we're giving first-time offenders intervention. We're sitting them down and we're saying, hey, man, what's going on, big guy? What's going on? You're okay,
stealing.
dude.
I watched you do it.
I watched you do it. I'm here to intervene and help you. Not
Okay.
by giving you money or anything like that, but we're intervening and we're just making
I'm
sure
sorry, I just read
that
the second
everything's
point
okay.
and I audibly laughed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, we'll move on to the second point. De-escalation training for retail employees. Because look, you're a retail employee, right? In New York City. You're getting paid like $10 an hour.
Yeah.
And a person comes in, starts shoving whole steaks down their trousers. You need to go up there and de-escalate, okay? You need to go up there and say, you don't gotta do this, buddy. Don't be a hero. Don't be a hero, pal. Hey, buddy, let's all calm down here, okay? And then this disaffected would-be thief will realize, wait a minute, I'm contributing to a lower trust society. I'm doing something wrong here. That's the problem. Is that these thieves, it's not a lack of morality
Right.
that makes it so that they do this. It's that they never knew any better.
Yeah. They didn't
They're
understand.
escalated.
They didn't understand how their actions affected others, and they didn't understand the consequences of these actions.
Right. And if you could just get there, if you can intervene, if you can pay some wage cuck who gets $10 an hour to go and, confront the drug addict who came in to steal like Brillo pads for their crack pipe. If you can just de-escalate the situation, it's going to work out for everyone. And this training needs to be paid for by the state.
This is going to look, I mean, I just imagine them going up to the thief like, look, this is going to reflect really badly on my quarterly review, and I'm not going to get my 15-cent raise if I let any more thefts happen this month. So could you please just not do it today? Could you come back in a few weeks and do it after I've already gotten my quarterly review out of the way?
Exactly. That's what we need to train these wage cucks to do, Micah. As we all know, when you work at a retail store and you're an employee, it is your job to guard their stock with your life. Okay?
Yeah.
And there's more. There's more. Establish neighborhood retail watch groups to share theft info in real time with one another at NYPD. So we just, we're going to get a mob together. We're going to get some random people, a watch group. They're retail watch groups,
Mm-hmm.
I'll see to it that this stops happening. Me, a pedestrian. Me, a person, or maybe not a pedestrian. See, because there's a de-escalation training for retail employees, state funded. Who's doing that? Is it Mayor Eric Adams, African American, one of his buddies, perhaps, who just happens to own a de-escalation training for retail employees group? Are we going to get some Pinkertons? Hire them as neighborhood retail watch group to share theft info, guys?
Can we just skip all of this and go straight to the Chinese social credit system, please? Can we just?
It does seem like a half measure, doesn't it?
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for complete Chinese colonization and takeover and social credit implementation, please. Thank you.
That is one thing about the Chinese. At least they're honest. We're slowly boiling like lobsters in a pot. Just every once in a while. Just more and more of our social credit is being tracked until one day it's like, okay, yeah, we just have a social credit system now. The Chinese are just like, oh no, we got technology to do this. We're doing it now. They're not fucking around. They're not trying to
beating around the bush here.
So we got this last one here. Install kiosk. This is my favorite one, by the way. This is my favorite one. Install kiosks in stores to connect would-be thieves with social service programs. So imagine you're a thief, right? And as we know, all thieves, they're stealing for essentials. They're not doing it for profit. It's because they're having a hard time in life and they just really, really, really need that bottle of shampoo that's $80. Or, they really need those steaks. They really need these items. They need them.
Right.
And if you have these kiosks here, they're care kiosks. You walk up to them, you say, help, I have no agency. I was going to steal. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be better. And you can go in there. You can press the button on the screen that connects you to social services. You can You can wait for it to load, and then it doesn't load for like 10 seconds, so you just go and steal everything anyway, because it's like, what? Am I just going to wait around all day? Am I just going to... time's money, you know?
Right.
I just like the idea of a guy going up to a kiosk like, I need these social service programs. I'm disaffected. I was gonna be a retail thief, but I've seen the light. You know, the intervention program didn't work. The de-escalation training from the retail employee didn't work, but the kiosk, that's our saving grace here.
Well, it's all about mitigating, right? It's all about mitigation tactics. And I think another strategy that maybe they could try to employ is like leave like little baskets for people who plan to shoplift, and you like separate the basket into two halves. One half is like the stuff they really want to steal, and then the other half is like the stuff they only kind of want to steal. And then when they go, they can check out with the basket, and they just let them keep everything in the really want to steal, and then they give back the stuff that's only kind of want to steal.
You know,
and then that way they're not stealing all of it.
Yeah, that's actually a genius solution, Micah.
Thank you.
New York City needs to hire you because look, it's not going to fix the problem completely. It's not going to, 100%. You can't just snap your fingers and have everything overnight. Yeah, it's not magic, but that right there, that'd be a downward trend right there. That would save people money. It would make people more honest.
Yeah, thank you. I'm kind of a genius. Yeah.
You have to be a genius to be a top G Grilla like all of us are here today. My Grillas, what a show. What an absolute monster behemoth of a program that we presented to you here today. I know you loved it. I know you enjoyed it. And remember to go ahead and subscribe to us. If you're watching on YouTube, go to the podcast feed on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever. Go subscribe to that. And vice versa. If you're listening on Spotify right now and you're like, oh shit, I didn't even know you had a YouTube. Go subscribe on that because look, these companies hate us. They want us dead. The radical centrist is such a threat to their system, to the way that the way they operate the world. They rely on wing cucks to do their dirty work. And we're out here exposing that every day, usually every week, sometimes every 2 weeks. But we're out here exposing this. Yeah. That's not the point here. The point is make sure that you follow us redundantly because they're coming for us. They're coming for us. I can feel it in my spine, you see. So, and check out our Odyssey too. My Grillos, what a hell of a show. You'll love to see it. Micah, do you have any final thoughts for our friends out there today who, just want a little bit more content, just a little more blood to squeeze out of the stone? Well said, my friend. And with that, peace out, my Grillos.
Yeah, I'm old as a boomer. My mind said I'm zooming. Everything cool as long as I'm not Laura Lumen. If you think I'm not number one, I just spell that rumor. Hit that victory royale on some motherfucking coochie. Default dance on a bitch. Hit the default dance on a bitch. Floss dance while I'm flossing in the whip. Victory royale when that chopper hit. Self-incrimination, I have no participation. News keep asking, I don't say shit. You can't have my conversation.
Yes, we will. I need to get in my German accent. Let me try this a couple times and then edit the best one in there.